Hey guys, this is Pastor Michael and this is Pastor Glenn. We want to communicate to you what D groups are, and we also want to tell you why they're so important. So I'll go first. A D group is a gender-specific group, 3 to 5 people, with the purpose of creating disciple makers. Jesus had an inner circle, right? He had the 12, that was his life group, and then he had the inner circle, Peter, James, and John. And Mark chapter 9, the transfiguration, is a great example of that. There he takes them up on the mountain and he reveals to his disciples who he is in all his glory. He wanted them to become more like him. He wanted them to grow as disciples. If you know Jesus, if you have a relationship with him, you know that the Christian life is more than you just receiving, just learning things, taking in, that really a huge part of it is being able to pour out to others all that you have been given. And so that's what a D group is. It's learning to share with others, pointing them towards Jesus so that they will become more like him.
You know, recently I heard a pastor ask this question. He says that when you hear the word Toyota, what do you think of? You think of they make cars. When you hear the word Starbucks, you think coffee. When you hear the word Rolex, you think they make watches. And then he said, when you hear the word church, and he paused and he said, what do you think of when you hear the word church? You'd like to say that when you hear the word church, well, they make disciples. That's not necessarily the first word that comes to mind. So why are D groups important? I think it's just for that reason. You know, as you said, Michael, we look at the life of Jesus where he spent 3.5 years before he poured out his life. He poured his life into the 12 disciples, and most specifically the 3. And so if there's something that we could focus on as a church, it would be emulating the life of Christ, just looking at how he did it. That's the best example we have. And he said, go and make disciples then. The same commission is given to us. We gather with the goal of becoming a disciple who makes disciple makers. And you see that in 2 Timothy, where the Apostle Paul told Timothy, I'm getting ready to die and I'm passing this on to you. You're going to be the next generation. We're going to take what we've learned, the experiences that we've had in life, the things we've been taught, and we're going to invest that into others. If that's something that's stirring in your heart and you're listening and you're saying, you know what, that sounds like I know that I really need to be a part of that. I encourage you to give me a call. Ask for Pastor Glenn. Stop me in the hallway at church. But let's talk. Let's go ahead and take that next step